Joe Biden making his first public appearance since a number of women complained about his behavior. The former vice president addressing the controversy and discussing his political record while hinting at his plans for 2020. Watch this.
I was never labeled as a moderate. If you look at my record with the ACLU, you look at my record with all of the traditional liberal organizations, I have never walked away from. I'm not sure when everybody else came out and said they're for gay marriage. I'm not sure when everyone else came out and talked about a lot of the things I've talked about. But my point is the definition of progressive now seems to be changing.
Joining me now, Karl Rove, former White House Deputy Chief of Staff for President George W. Bush, and Donna Brazile, former interim chair for the DNC. They're both Fox News contributors, and great to have you here. Karl, let me first ask you, did Barack Obama, the former president, ever think that Joe Biden was a moderate?
Well, first of all, let me say Hilsenur, which is greetings in Norwegian.
Oh, thank you.
Since we're into the
of course you can.
Of course. Of course. Norwegian American. Well, look, I think he picked him primarily because he had foreign policy experience and long Washington experience. I don't think the determination of whether he was a moderate or liberal came into play. But by today's by the standards of the time that he served in the Congress, he was a liberal. By the standards of today, he's slightly less liberal because the Democratic Party has moved to the left.
He addressed that. He addressed that in remarks outside the venue. Take a listen to that, and Don, I'll have you respond.
The party should welcome this. What I don't know how you want to characterize it. The progressive left. It should be welcome. We should have a debate about these things. That's not a bad thing. But the idea, all of a sudden, the Democratic Party woke up and you know, everybody asked, you know, what kind of Democrat? I'm an Obama-Biden Democrat, man. And I'm proud of it.
Donna, your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I don't see a movement in one particular direction. What I do see is an opportunity to address so many issues that liberals and progressives believe have been left off the table. They want to have a seat at the table to have discussions on a wide range of issues, from the environment to economic inequality. They want to address climate change. They want to see how we can ensure more Americans. So I don't see it as a direction. My governor in Louisiana is not shifting in direction. What's happening is that we see a new generation of Democrats who believe that it's time to discuss these very important issues.
Let me ask you then, just get to the politics of it all. Karl, how do you think this week has gone for the former vice president? Obviously, there's been several women that have come forward saying that they felt uncomfortable, that he inappropriately touched them. Today, he joked about it inside the venue, but then he didn't. He said he took it seriously outside. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, first of all, let me say the governor of Louisiana has not endorsed Medicare for all, guaranteed federal job, universal basic wage, and certainly not endorsed the Green New Deal like most of the Democratic presidential candidates had. Look, with regard to Joe Biden, in politics, as you know, you want to respond to these things quickly and definitively early. And this broke on Friday, and it really took until Wednesday before he had a good statement and a video. It would have been better for him had he been Sunday or Monday doing and saying the things that he said on Wednesday and Thursday. But look, I think at the end of the day, I think he's got this right. You'll notice when he made the joke about having permission to hug his host at the union convention today, the place roared in laughter because look, this is really a little bit over the top.
Donna, what about you?
Well, Karl, you know I have to respond. My governor is pro-life, pro-gun, and he expanded Medicaid for people in Louisiana. But look, we're a Big Ten party, and I appreciate all of the different leaders within my party. Look, I thought today what Joe Biden said outside was far better than what he said on the inside. This is for women. This is not a joking matter. For men, it should not be a joking matter. It is a very serious matter. The Me Too movement has been out there for the last 2 years trying to educate people that it is inappropriate to do this. So I think the vice president got it right at the end. He should have said that in the room with all of those men who cheered him on. But I think he needs to understand that women want him to say that every day until men as well as other people get it right, that we don't want people inappropriately touching us and making us feel uncomfortable.
Let me give you. I'm going to ask you. I don't have time to pull up the quote, but Peggy Noonan writes in the Wall Street Journal. It's online today and in the newspaper tomorrow that she's encouraging Joe Biden not to run. Karl. She's saying that the new Democratic Party will chew him up, that the party has changed, that he's done a lot in his life as a great public servant, but she's basically saying you shouldn't do it. Do you think he's already full bore ahead?
Well, it sounds like it. And look, I understand that argument. It's frankly not up to Peggy or up to me or anybody other than Joe Biden as to whether or not he wants to run. And if the spirit's in him, God bless him, let him get into the race and go after it. But, yeah, look, the Democratic Party, think about this. We have 5 Democratic candidates, I think the number is, who were born after Joe Biden was elected to the United States Senate from Delaware in 1972.
Donald, I'll give you a last word.
Well, I agree with Karl Rove on this one. I think it is up to the vice president and his family. I do believe that if he decides to get in this race, there's a lane for him and there's a path to the nomination. But it is a different party. And I think if he decides to run, he better get in there, take off his coat, and get ready to rumble, because it is a very caffeinated party.
It's great to have you both here on a Friday. Karl Rove and Donna Brazile, thank you.